There's a lot stopping me from being naked, and one would be my body. Okay, time out. Oh my God, I'm so flippin' fat.
Shannon! Shannon! Oh my God, Tamra. Help me! Oh my God! Where's my, I'm like peeing in my pants!
How about if we go to bed?
I just want to have a good time because there's so much going on in my life that you could probably make a country song about me. My husband's heart's broken. Somebody give me a shot of tequila. I mean, it's ridiculous.
She's like a chameleon when she dates guys. She turns. Oh.
All right, guys, we are here with Tamra Judge from Real Housewives of Orange County.
Hi.
Tamra, thank you for joining us this Monday morning in New York.
I know, it's a little gloomy out.
It is a little gloomy out, but it is lively in here.
It is.
This has been a jam-packed season.
It has,
It has
right?
been. Yeah, there's been a lot of action
happened.
trips, lots of arguments, new faces.
And it's about to heat up.
Yeah, you fell in a hot tub.
Oh yeah, that's what happened, right?
How is that foot?
Well, I got a heel on. It's been 8 months.
Yeah.
About 8 months. It took about 5 to 6 months for it to totally heal.
Yeah.
But now I'm good.
There are lots of slips. There's lots of slippings for the Housewives of Orange County. But I think Vicki is the one who probably, the compilation of her falling was.
She falls every year for the last 13 years.
Best. Yeah.
Always.
How is Eddie doing? I know we've seen a lot of his journey.
Yeah, he's
documented.
actually doing really well right now. We have our fingers crossed. He had his third ablation with Andre Natali. Amazing heart doctor, and he's off his heart medication and just on blood thinners right now. And this is the first time in a year he's been off heart medication, so he's doing great.
That's incredible.
We just don't, hoping he doesn't slip back in.
So is there something you have to look for? It's just like he's meeting with doctors a lot who are taking care of him?
Well, about halfway through his treatment, he switched doctors to Dr. Natali, highly recommended. He works on like presidents and royalty, and I mean, he's just this amazing doctor, #1 in the world. Yeah. So we started seeing him. He did the second ablation on him. Eddie's problem, he has persistent AFib, possibly a heart condition for many years, didn't know about it. Yeah. So they had to go into an area of his heart that they don't like to, as the doctor put it. Normally, it's called the left atrial appendage, and they usually go into old women's hearts. Yeah. So he was not the candidate, and he said, we'll do it if we have to, but there's other long-term problems when you go in there. So we're dealing with that now.
Yeah, how's his state of mind? How's he holding up? Years of this going, I know he's an athlete. We could see when he was at Cut, and it was like disheartening for him not to be able to get out there. But
he went through many emotions. He was in denial while we were filming because when he first was diagnosed, they were like, you know what, you're young, we'll probably get this. Yeah. And didn't think that it was going to be, as a long road as it was. And he started to get discouraged. Then he got scared. Right now he's scared to work out because he's afraid he's going to set himself back into AFib. Of course. Which if he's going to go into AFib, he's going to go into AFib. But he's kind of a little bit traumatized by it now. Yeah. How are you feeling? Good. I'm glad that he's finally, this is the longest he's gone without his heart freaking out. Yeah. He does, like when I put my head on his chest, his heart does not beat normal. Yeah. It will beat, and then it'll go boom, boom, like he's got an extra beat in there. So the doctor said that's just normal while he's healing because the heart's very inflamed because they go in there and burn all these areas of the heart. And there's Tamra with all these like medical lingo. Well, a year later, I feel like I'm a doctor. Yeah. Seriously. And then maybe she'll play one on TV. I know. Wait, but how are you doing? Because I imagine in the beginning with this news and the unknown, that was very upsetting for you. But you seem quite strong and in a stable place talking about it. I have to stay strong, but I'm super scared because I'm just afraid, like, what if, what if he has a heart attack? What if he has a stroke? Like, all these things. Like, the other day, he wouldn't wake up. His alarm was going off, and he was just laying there so peaceful. And I'm like, Eddie! And he was just laying there, and I'm like, oh my God, he died. I'm like, Eddie! Like that, and then all of a sudden he like jumps up. Oh my God. And I'm like, your alarm went off, and he's like, oh, like, and I'm like, it happened. So I always have this fear, like something bad's gonna happen to him, and it's kind of scary, but I try to be a little bit more positive than that. That's good, that helps you get through, I imagine. Yeah. Vicki and Eddie, we saw them sort of make up this season. How are they how's their relationship now? Can they be in a room together? Are they friendly? Well, they can be in a room together. They're friendly. Anything beyond that? I mean, Eddie, she's on Eddie's not dying to hang out with her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to forget when somebody went to that extent. I mean, it wasn't just she said it on the show. There was a lot more planning and calculated movements behind that, and there was a lot. So it's kind of hard for Eddie.
Vicki's not trying to forge forward with a friendship with Eddie because she can be persistent about that, but this is
No, she was on the show. She tried, you know, very, very hard, and he's forgiven her, but, you know, he's cautious.
That makes sense. You were cautious, too, when you guys were reinitiating.
Still am.
Understandably so.
Absolutely.
Now, we saw Emily talk about her fertility struggles. Did you have any idea that was going on? Did you know that she had been through that?
Yeah, I knew a little bit about it. I didn't know all the backstory.
We've seen some back and forth with you two in the blogs because of how the season has unfolded.
With Emily?
Yeah, with Emily.
Okay.
What is the relationship like with Emily now?
I don't really talk to Emily too much. And I think the issue with me, it's not so much what happened on the show, it was a lot of the things that she was doing behind her backs. A little sneaky. And I didn't like that. And I don't like that. And so it's been a little bit hard for me.
Things behind your back outside of the show, or like
outside of the show, just things that I've heard, things that she's done. I mean, her sister's out there tweeting horrible things about me and Eddie, and I'm like, I'd be mortified.
Yeah.
And why would she be doing that? Because what, you're putting her up to it? Like, it's just weird. So just a lot of things that trying to get information on certain people and just sneaky, and that to me is just not necessary.
Understandably. Does she have has she connected with other people on the show? I mean, the first season, I know for newbies, we've seen people come in and swing back out. Is she able to connect with other people? Gina seems like she's having...
She's connected with Gina.
Okay.
And I think that's about it. I mean, I want to love Emily.
Yeah.
She's always nice to my face, but it's even worse when somebody's so nice to your face and then you're hearing all these things that are going on and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Really? You call me, you text me, you tell me you love me, you're friends with me, but then, you know, it is what it is.
And Gina, we saw she sort of had a little clash with, well, Vicki made her very upset when Gina was talking about her divorce, and Vicki was giving her opinions about, you know, God.
Oh, and there's somebody to give opinions on divorce.
Well, Vicki doesn't have a lot of opinions about
it. There's somebody to talk about a moral compass. I mean, I'm not going to even give any advice about divorce or how, like, you know.
You're just like, okay, you do you, Gina.
Well, I think it's really difficult because none of us really know Matt. So how do you know what their relationship's like? Like, he could, you know, be a horrible person. Who knows? But so to give, like, yes, try in your marriage. I think Gina knows that much. But if it's not working, it's not working.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to move on.
Of course, and I know Matt didn't film with you guys, but he's quite handsome.
He's very handsome. Yes, he is. And I think that's why she's still hitting it.
Wait, she's still hitting it?
Well, I mean, she talks about it. She's like, they're very attracted to each other, and they, you know.
No, but she seems like she's going through the most peaceful divorce.
Well, she's the smartest one out of all of us, honestly. The youngest one is the smartest. She's really keeping it off the show, and it's really hard for, you know, the viewers in general, or even us in the cast, to even get connected with that storyline because we don't know Matt.
Yeah.
So we can only feel bad for our friend, but, you know, she's not trashing him.
She's not.
She's not really, there's no, you know, there's nothing nasty that comes out about it. She's just trying to keep really positive.
So you didn't think she gave up on her marriage like some of the others?
No, but I think that's what Vicki thought. Well, you're not calling him a, you know, so you must still love him. You should still be married. But, you know.
He's like up in LA working. You couldn't even, like, she was very clear about why it fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more that went on. We don't know, and she doesn't want us to know, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You were friends with her before the show.
I did. I met her a few times. Friendly, yeah.
And there were some fans, of course, they have theories. They said that she held her divorce to have a storyline for the show.
No, that's not true.
That seems like very ridiculous, calculating and incredible, but it didn't
even happen until like halfway through our filming season. So.
Yeah. Do you think being on reality expedites like the rifts in these relationships or marriages? We've seen.
If you have a rocky foundation and you're not in a good relationship, it's not going to be good for you.
Yeah. We've seen her taking care of her kids this season. Do you think she'll ask for like full custody, or what, do you think they have like a cohabitation thing going on that works for them?
Well, there's still, like, he lives in LA, and when he comes down, he stays in the house, and she goes and stays at a friend's house. Yeah. So they still have that. I mean, they seem like, you know, they're trying their hardest. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I talked to her about it, and she's like, you know, we're good. We're doing the best we can for what we're dealing with. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to have 50-50 custody when your husband is 60 miles away, right?
This is true. No, this is
so
true.
I don't think a 50-50 custody is going to be something happening.
Do you think she'll do another season if asked?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think everyone on this season will do another season if asked?
Yeah.
Well, do you think everyone? Do you think everyone should come back next season? Who do you think shouldn't come back? You said no.
Well, some things you just have to keep private.
Have you ever thought about quitting the show?
Yes.
When? What was the time that you were pushed to that peak?
When I was going through, after my divorce, going through a custody, an unnecessary custody battle, I was really at my lowest. That was the hardest for me, and I just went, you know what? I just got to get off this show.
No other time, even when things were super ugly with Vicki, where you're like, I'm going to leave the show, you were
like, she doesn't scare me. She didn't push me off. No.
Have you given advice to Gina about going through a divorce on the show and in public?
Yes, I have. And we just talked about it, like, I want to say 4 days ago, maybe.
Can you impart that?
Yeah, just I asked her how things were going and how he was acting. And because a lot of times what happens is, you know, you get divorced, and her husband wasn't on the show, but my husband was. And as soon as you separate and Gina's all over the place and on TV and in magazines, all of a sudden your ex starts going, well, you know what? You're not paying, you know, the kids are not a priority to you now. Oh, you want to be famous now. Oh, you'd rather be on TV. No, I'm working. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm working.
Yeah, and I've had this job.
I've had this job.
Yeah.
So that was something that I had to deal with. I go, you know what? There's this kind of a sense of jealousy that comes from an ex that was maybe on TV, or in her situation is now seeing her become, you know, a public person. Sure. So and she goes, I'm already aware of that. I've already gotten a little taste of that.
Yeah, she seems like she has her head on straight. We saw Shannon debuted her QVC line.
Yes.
How proud of you of her?
Oh, I'm so proud of her. You know, this is something she wanted to open up a restaurant, and with a divorce that didn't happen. So I feel like this is like second best. It's her stepping stone into maybe opening up her restaurant in the future.
Yeah, and she's got a boyfriend now.
You know what? He's not really her boyfriend.
Okay, what is he?
He is. He's not even a friend with benefits. He's just a friend.
Wait, there are no benefits?
No. There's just, you know what? He's kind of the guy in Newport Beach that you see out at the bars and hanging out. He's friends with everybody. And Shannon's known him for years. Their kids have grown up together. Yeah. So he's just kind of like a friend.
Like a companion.
He's a companion friend to hang out with.
Shannon needs some benefits, though, I think.
I know. That's why I said. I said, you know what? You can't be wasting your time. You need to find a guy that, and she's looking.
Yeah, okay.
She's definitely looking. She goes out on dates. She had one guy that she was dating for a while, and that fizzled out. So, you know.
It's hard, too, to be, because you were there at one point where you're dating and people know who you are.
I dated one person. Eddie, that's it. I dated Eddie.
But wasn't it sort of daunting to go out there in Orange County, now people know who you are, and then you're trying to date again, and it's...
she was telling me the other day, she goes, how am I ever going to find a boyfriend? Yeah. How? It's like, I come with this, cameras and lights, and some guys are just really, and I had that problem with Eddie. He did not like any of it, and he's warmed up to it.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, he still doesn't love it, but he's warmed up to it.
Were you shocked that David had moved on so quickly? See, you registered some shock on the show, but did that strike you as totally out of the ordinary?
Well, he was moving on when they were married, so I mean, let's be honest.
There is that.
I think that David was done, and I think David's been done with the relationship way before it ended. And so finding somebody new, you know, I hope he's happy. Yeah. Move on. Do your thing. Just don't flaunt it.
Right. It's a lot of social media.
Yeah. It's hard for Shannon because, you know, now that they have moved in together. Sure. And her girls are over there, and that's hard. I remember there's a lot of firsts after you get divorced. You know, the first Christmas alone, the first, you know, all the holidays, and then the first girlfriend, then, you know, he might get married. And
they're not engaged. Are they engaged?
I know. He doesn't talk to me.
He
doesn't like me anymore.
Why would that
I don't know. He doesn't like me, though. Well, maybe because the conversation Shannon and I might have had. Right. I said something like, I heard that they were communicating back in October, and all of a sudden he's saying I accused him of cheating. I never accused him of cheating. I just said that I heard that he was. But anyways, who cares?
He also proven himself a cheater at some point, so I don't think that's totally out of left field.
I wish him well. I hope he's happy. I want her happy. Sometimes, you know, it just doesn't work out, and you got to move on.
Sure. Does Eddie still have any relationship with him or no?
No, David broke up with him.
Wow. Oh my God, how's that
I know.
Doing?
I know. Because he was upset that I was talking with Shannon about...
being a friend.
Yeah. I'm just being a friend.
You're just being a friend.
And Eddie's like, dude, it's TV. Like, I have no control over my wife, which she does on the show, just like you've had no control of yours.
Exactly. Do you give, I mean, you look incredible. You have always looked incredible on this show, despite whatever age you are, whatever you're going through.
Old. It's old.
You're not old. But have you given Shannon any tips or encouragement for how to feel comfortable in her skin?
Well, I've tried with Shannon for many, many years.
Have you got her into cut yet?
No, well, you know what? The problem is the cut is about 30 minutes away.
Okay.
So I always say, if you have to drive more than 15 minutes to the gym, you're not going.
That's
right?
true. It's an impediment.
So I've offered to send trainers. We have personal trainers that can come to her house, and she was still kind of resisting that. And then she walks, you know, and she cracks me up. She hates working out. So she'll be, have you seen her videos?
Yes,
she's like walking and she's out of breath and she's going up the hill and I'm just laughing. So it's probably best that she doesn't come to cut because she might have a heart attack.
Yeah. but it seems like it's like something that she wants to do and she's slowly getting
Well, she wants to lose the weight. She doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily want to work out. So she's just trying to, I'm just telling her, be consistent, keep moving. You don't have to be lifting weights if that's not what you want to do, but just get to your goal weight and, you know, eat the right foods. If walking is what you want to do, walk. And she does have a trainer that comes to her house a couple days a week, or I'm not sure exactly how many times he comes, but they work out together, and she's getting it. She's getting her sexy back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Kelly Dodd, how is she?
She's great. I really love Kelly.
Good.
Isn't that weird? Like, I never thought I would say that.
Listen, I think
she's misunderstood.
She is misunderstood.
Yes.
She's had some up and down seasons, and she's rubbed many of a housewife the wrong way.
Well, because, you know, she has a huge heart, but she also has a huge mouth.
She has a huge mouth.
Let's be honest. She has a huge mouth. So she will say things like, I get it, because I fight those words that are coming out of her mouth. I'm like, okay, don't say that. So I'm always thinking what she's saying. So I get her.
Yeah, it's the delivery with her that's sometimes not the best.
It's not. But it's okay. It's Kelly.
Yeah. She's dating?
Yes.
Seriously?
No, I don't think she has anybody serious.
Oh, well, there was that guy on there where they were in that bar scene.
Oh, yeah, that was awkward,
right?
That
was very strange.
That was very awkward.
Like, is he stoned? What is going on?
Is he stoned?
No, that was incredible. How are Vicki and Steve doing right now?
Good. They seem to be doing really well. They're
no ring yet?
No ring.
No idea when the ring is coming?
I don't know, but it's, you know, it's over 2 years now. She needs a ring.
Yeah.
Or she needs to move on.
Really? Do you think she would, though?
A dinner party, and I wanted to just have fun.
No. I don't know. I mean, she seems like she's really in love. Now, at first I questioned it because I feel like he is so different than the normal guy that she likes. And I feel like he has calmed her down so much that I'm like, who are you?
We talked about divorce.
Like, where's Vicki? So I'm thinking, I feel like she's suppressing everything. All of a sudden, she's going to like, well, I'm coming out.
Yeah, she often will, she's a great ally for whoever she's married to or dating. She often will take on a lot of their traits, too.
She's a chameleon.
She's a chameleon.
I say that in one of my interviews. She's a chameleon dater.
Yeah, now she's like the politician's wife. Sort of thing.
Yes. That's funny you say that, because I say the same thing.
Does she betray any sort of anxiety still waiting for the ring, or no? She seems sort of calm about it.
Well, she wants the ring, and she hasn't gotten it yet. But I hear maybe by, you know, maybe next year, they'll be getting married.
Maybe next year. Okay.
With cameras. Vicki's OC wedding, you know. I mean, it's off season right now. We don't do anything exciting off season.
That's true. We have Susan, Carlos, Kimberly who say hello.
Hello.
We have Karen asking what's going on with Jim going after you.
Oh, I can't talk about that.
Okay. Can you talk about Gretchen or why she's getting involved in this?
Don't even care to talk about her.
Gotcha. Do you keep in touch with anyone from past seasons?
Let's see. Heather, once in a while.
How is she doing? I'm still surprised she's not on the show anymore.
Well, I think that she should come back next year.
Who would she replace? I tried.
I don't know. Maybe somebody that likes diamonds and things.
Okay, Heather. Who else do you still keep in touch with?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Lynn, once in a while, I'll talk
right.
to. I haven't talked to her in a while. No, not too many.
Can we have an update? How are things going with Sydney? We've seen a little bit of your relationship in the past. We've talked about it in past seasons. Will we hear about anything of that?
No.
Okay.
We just, she wants to stay out of the media, and as soon as I say one thing, it blows up, so I'm best not to say anything.
But you and Ryan seem like you're in a great...
Yeah, me and Ryan, we're always been great. He's my firstborn. I'm so proud of him right now. He started a business called Garden Goose on Amazon, so if you go to Amazon, search Garden Goose, and he does, of all things, he's doing garden flags.
You better get it, Ryan.
Right?
Awesome.
He's doing really well. He's like one of Amazon's first top choices, and he's moving on to gay pride flags and some military flags, and so he's had his own business going, and he's killing it. So that's Garden Goose.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
Your mama stumping for you.
Yeah, I am. I'm just so proud of him.
Sarah said, "Are you friends with other city housewives from the
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, friendly.
Who are you closest to of the other housewives from the other cities?
Well, let's talk. Well, I talked to Carrie in Dallas.
Okay.
I really like her.
I like Carrie.
Yes.
Do you watch Dallas?
I do. Well, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up right now. I'm not caught up.
There's a lot of drama on there.
You know what? They have our old producer.
Oh.
Well, he's not old. He's Thomas. He's great. Former. But we're so sad we lost him.
He went down there to the Dallas ladies.
He went down there to help them out, and they're killing it, I hear.
Yeah, they're great. There's a lot of. Who else do you? Some New York people you keep in touch with?
Ramona.
Okay,
Definitely
Ramona.
talk to everybody. Because Ramona, I think we started around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the OG.
Yeah, I'll talk to Kyle on Instagram a few times. I'll talk to Lisa on Instagram. Rena.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, not Vanderpump.
Vanderpump too.
Okay.
Like I've seen her at photo shoots and stuff that we've done together. She's always been very lovely. I've seen her at a restaurant. She's always very, very nice to me.
What else will we see from you this season? Are there any curves? Are there any friendships that surprise you?
Well, Shannon and I go through what I like to call a little tough love.
Why does that happen?
Well, because she was really stuck in a place, and she just needed to snap out of it.
Yeah, and you were the one to do the
Well, I was going
snapping.
through a lot of, yes. I feel like she was just not moving forward, and she was just always like the Debbie Downer. And, everywhere we went, she was very, David did this, and this happened, and very, we're on vacation, just have fun. We want you to have fun.
Yeah.
And
put on some suntan spray and
so she was just having a hard time, and I get it, but sometimes you know what, you have to you just got to force yourself to move forward, and I think I kind of kicked her in the butt.
That's good. No, it seems like there's a great chemistry, but when we saw with the whole cast for the most part, but when we saw that little teaser of the two of you fighting, I was like, wait, what's going on? These two, you've always had each other's backs.
Well, it was kind of all of us combined. Shannon was she just wasn't happy, and she wasn't making an effort, and she was just kind of negative. And we were talking, we're like, we hate to see her like this. It was out of a place of love. It wasn't like, you're a horrible person, it wasn't like that. It was more, and it just, Shannon, she got excited.
She sure did.
Yeah, and she ran off.
Is everyone comfortable with you being such close friends with Vicki again? Because I know when you guys started to come back together, Shannon was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And other people were
my
like...
Instagram fans don't like it.
Are they really not rooting for you, or do they still...
A lot of them are like, you better be careful, watch out. Shannon was fine. I mean, Shannon actually, it was a little bit easier for Shannon to reconnect with Vicki because David was out of her life.
Right.
And that was the big part of why they weren't.
That was their beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was,
And everyone else is fine.
Yeah,
and you feel good?
I feel good. I'm fine. We're good. We're golden.
Good, but your guard's not totally down because of the past. But.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be stupid if you just let your guard down and just think that. I think that Steve's been really good for her.
That's good.
I think that she's just kind of...
I mean, compared to he whose name we shall not speak.
Yeah, the B word.
Yeah, the B word.
Yeah, I mean, when you hang out with people like that, then it rubs off on you.
Yeah, it certainly does. We have one final question. Kimberly said, how is Heather's house? Kimberly, good question.
Oh, wow. I did see Heather's house once, and I think it took about an hour to do a tour.
Oh, gosh, of course.
It's beautiful. It's big.
Of course it is.
It's everything
it's Heather
is.
Yeah.
It's everything Heather is.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
The Real Housewives of Orange County is on Bravo's Mondays at 9 p.m. Check it out if for some reason you haven't seen this season, but keep watching.
It's about to heat up.
Woo-woo! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.